Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Behind me is a 2011 Volkswagen Jetta with a 2.5 liter, and today we're going to be replacing the PCV diaphragm. Now before we go ahead and begin, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below and definitely smash the like button because it helps the channel out. With that said, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. So just to give everyone a heads up before we begin this video, I was doing this and I thought I recorded it, but apparently I didn't. So I'm going to take you through the steps again and capture everything, but instead of removing the old one because we already have our new one installed on the vehicle, I'm going to remove our new one very carefully and show you how to replace it, and then I'm just going to reinstall the new one again. So for you watching out there, if you think I'm taking the old part and putting it back on, that's not the case. I literally just replaced this about 30 minutes ago. When I went to review the footage on the camera, it wasn't there, so got to redo it. So that's why I'm going to be taking it off and reinstalling it again. So just want to make that apparent for everyone in case you're watching and you think I'm being a hack and not replacing parts. It is what it is. Camera didn't catch it the first time, so this is how YouTube works, guys. When I want to show you something, if I don't record it, I gotta go back in there, but it's all right. It happens. What can I do? But either way, let's go ahead and start on replacing our diaphragm. So with that said, let's go ahead and roll the clip. So where we're gonna have to begin on this vehicle is to remove this engine cover slash filter air box. These Volkswagens have an all-in-one box here. And the first step that you always want to do is start removing the snorkel. Now on our vehicle, someone has been here before. This snorkel is pretty much broken, so it comes off fairly easy, but typically there'll be a cover here, and then you just unlatch it from the housing and you should be able to get it to spring up. Now I can't show that because, like I said, ours is broken. So what I'm going to do here is zoom the camera out, because that's already loose. And this engine cover can be a little bit of a bear. I'm gonna warn everyone that sometimes these require quite a bit of force, and it's scary because they are made of plastic. So what I like to do is I come here in the corner and I'll grab onto it and just pull up on it. Now I suspect someone's been in here before, so ours isn't fighting us too much. If they haven't been removed in a while, they will fight you. I've been there, I've done that. So now that you have it nice and loose, we're gonna have one clamp that we're gonna have to remove, and I'm gonna zoom the camera in on this side to give everyone a better angle, and it's going to be this one right here. That is, I believe, for the fresh air going into the filter. So you're gonna take your hose clamp pliers and simply go ahead and remove that clamp, and when you pull it down, the only place where you can leave it is on this tubing portion. This tubing is kind of flexible. You'll see it kind of crumple. If that is the case, don't get too worried. It'll be fine. And then what we're going to do is lift up on the last leg here, and we should be able to slide our tubing off. Now once we have our tubing off, I'm going to take a step back here with the camera, and we should be able to remove our whole assembly all in one, just like that. So now that you have your intake, engine cover, air filter housing, whatever you prefer to call it, we have our diaphragm for the PCV right here. Now the way this PCV system works is there's a spring here and a diaphragm, and it allows everything to pass through, but that diaphragm is made of plastic and basically it can fail. When it has a tear in it, what happens is it allows engine oil to get past it and it feeds into the intake. Now even with the diaphragm good, still I'm assuming some engine oil does get by here and there, because it can happen. But overall, when they tear, it really starts sucking in oil, and that'll create a host of issues like a map sensor code P0171, I believe, and a whole other host of issues. But for the most part, what this will cause, if it's really bad, is a massive air leak code, or you may hear it hissing. The car may be a little bit boggy. I mean, there's a few different scenarios, but the best way to do this is take off your engine cover, air filter housing like we did. You're gonna need a pocket screwdriver. Now here's the thing, I already have replaced this. This is my new one, but I'm gonna take it off and show everyone how to replace it. I really hope this doesn't break. Now it's new, so it shouldn't. The old ones, typically when you remove them, they do break and it's not a big deal, but you want to be careful on the new ones. So I'm going to reiterate this and show you guys here what we have. So we have this cover and it's held in by these little fingers. Now what I'm going to do is take my flathead screwdriver and start going underneath here and popping them open. Typically, if you're replacing this and you have a new one, just go ahead and break it. You don't really got to be as careful as I'm going to be because this is our new part. But basically, you want to go around and open them up. Now, once you get the first top 3 ones off, this usually will open up fairly easy. That's how they typically work. And if you have the old one, once again, don't even bother trying to be nice to it. Just go ahead and, open them up. Now, what I'm going to do is get the camera into a better position where you guys can see me do this, but also not block myself. Now, again, I'm going to be super careful here because I've already replaced this, and the last thing I want to do is break it and have to order another one. So we're going to do this ever so gingerly here because I don't want to create an issue for myself. So looks like we are off to a good start, and once we get this off here, we should be in business. Now, I believe one more is holding me back. And again, you don't have to be as ginger with yours if you are replacing it if you have a new one. So that is what this looks like and what it basically entails. Now in here, I'm gonna zoom the camera in. You can see how we have these different ports for your intake, and then we also have the tube for our PCV, and the diaphragm basically controls it. And the way the diaphragm works, if I could set my camera down here gently, is you have this spring right here. It sits on a perch, and you have this diaphragm, which is made out of rubber, and then you have the cover, and that's how the system works. Now, typically what you will find on these is that this diaphragm will have a tear, or it's broken, or just cracks and lets oil through. And that's a typical failure point on these. That's very, very common. Now, when you get it, it should look like this. Sometimes the spring may be out of it. You just got to put the spring in the middle. It's pretty self-explanatory and really simple and easy. And if you don't know how, typically when you remove it, they come off as one piece, and you're able to, just cross-reference what you're taking off. But I've done so many of these, and I already know how these work. Now, typically, you have this portion, has a little bit of a raised edge. That will typically face the bottom every single time almost. So be mindful of that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and press mine in here, make sure she is in place. And what you're going to do is once you have your combo set up like this, one thing that I would suggest doing before you put everything back is take a rag and clean up your valve cover areas here. If you have a lot of excess oil, just always a good rule of thumb. Now, you're not looking to make it, nice and clean. Don't go too crazy. Just wipe it off like we did. And next thing what I like to do is go ahead and take my diaphragm. Once it's set up, I'll hold my spring into place just like so. And what we're going to do is ever so gently take it and line it up. Now, on here, you're going to see where the spring lines up. We're going to go ahead and line it up. Keep a little bit of pressure on it, and very carefully just push it into place. Now you can hear it snapping, you hear the little clips making their way in there, and then what I like to do is just put my whole palm on it and work it around, make sure we are secure. And once everything is clipped into place and it's nice and secure, your diaphragm is pretty much done. It is that simple. Now, if your diaphragm has been leaking for a long time, you may have a lot of oil in your intake. So it may be wise to remove your throttle body, get in there and clean up your intake, maybe a rag with a stick. Try to clear up all of that oil in there because you will have a map sensor code usually on these. It's very common. Sometimes the throttle body can fail if it gets oil in it. Not very likely, but highly possible, given the extent of how much oil you have in there. Sometimes you will even get a lot of smoke from the exhaust, especially if this ruptures and you're just sucking all the oil in there. You will definitely see some smoke coming out of there from the exhaust. But overall, that's how easy it is to replace this. It is very common. It's a very common failure part on these vehicles. The replacement piece that I got is a Dorman. The phone, or the part number I should say, is 917-064. I'll link it down below if you guys want to purchase it on Amazon. But overall, it's pretty quick, simple, and easy to do these. I think the hardest part on this is removing that cover. But overall, once you get that out of the way, it's right into place. And like I said, break off the old one, not a big deal. And go ahead and put the new one in. Just make sure everything is good with the new one before you clip it into place. Because I got lucky being able to remove this without breaking any tabs. Because it is nice and malleable. It is new. But overall, you just want to be very careful. Like I said, the old ones, break them off. New ones, make sure you don't got to take it off, because you may break it and you might have to go to the parts store and get a new one. So now that we are all done, the last and final thing to do is go ahead and grab your air filter housing slash engine cover, and we're going to go ahead and install it. Now on this specific one, we're going to have these mounting points. There's one here, and then 2 up front. So we're going to have a total of 4. And the way that it works, it's going to slide onto those nubs where these little bushings are. It's basically a slide-on fit. Now, one thing to make your life easy on this, if you got some sort of silicone spray, I always spray them. Makes it a little slippery, makes it easier to install. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and lay it across here. Now, you're going to have to at least hook up this intake tube here for the most part, or get it close so you can position it. And we're just going to have to move it around here. You can kind of see the tabs on the side. And then you're just going to have to slightly push it down. Now, my air box isn't 100% great, because it is broken here, this little fresh air intake side. So I'm just going to slide that into place here to see if I can lock her in. So just like that. And then my fresh air hose, my inlet, this thing is always a little bit of a fight. So what you got to do is come on in here and just get it to slide on all the way, just like that. And what I always do is just give it a couple firm hits just like that to make sure that it is going to be steady into place. Once we have that, we're going to take our hose clamp pliers. We're going to take our hose clamp. We're going to go ahead and put it back where it belongs, and we are all set. So we are all set and done. That's how easy it is to replace the PCV valve diaphragm on this Volkswagen. It's quick, simple, and easy, and parts aren't too expensive. Very common failure. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. Please comment, like, and subscribe, because it definitely helps the channel grow. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next video.